I'm Tony O'Rourke. Welcome to Scene on 7 in a week which saw the resignation of Benito Mussolini in 1943 and the introduction of the speaking clock in 1936. And this week, 5 years ago, due to a computer error, pensioner Mabel Sedgwick of Wembley received 420 copies of Rubber Girl Monthly. She was about to complain to the post office when she discovered that her husband Albert, aged 72, enjoyed reading them. Now on to this week's spectacular. Over the next hour, we'll be taking a stroll around Kew Gardens with the green-fingered Tom Magner. Motorbiking with our leather-clad ton-up kid, Bubba Mitchell, who burns rubber on Berkshire's roads. We'll be getting wet with the nearest WMtv has to John Noakes, Keith Jones, known as Indiana to his friends. And Steve Hyland will be taking our guinea pig family of the week for a ride at Chessington World of Adventures. Later in the programme, we'll be giving away 5 free family tickets. Well, that's all to come. But now an update on the fortunes of local snooker player John Clowden, who's presently playing in tournaments in Blackpool to improve his ranking in the world. Hello, John. Welcome to WMtv.
Afternoon, Tony.
You've been on a few times before now, and in fact, you're staying in Blackpool presently.
That's right. It's at the Norbrett Castle, which is obviously in Blackpool.
That's where the tournaments are actually taking place.
That is correct, yes. I've actually played in free ranking tournaments already. Lost in the first round in my first one, and lost in a couple of second rounds. Have won a couple of games, and I think the players I've beaten are Steve Davis and Stephen Hendry, or was it somebody else? I can't remember actually, but I have won a couple of games there. My fourth ranking tournament actually starts on Monday. The 25th.
You're quite confident about that, are you?
Looking forward to it, because it happens to be on my birthday, by the way. So if anybody wants to send me a card or presents, I'm waiting.
Many heavy returns for Monday. Now, you can't tell at this stage how well you've done.
No, because I've got 5 more to go. So at the end of the 8 tournaments, then obviously you would get an update on your rankings. Once they actually start on the TV stages, then obviously I'll be getting my rankings through the post to say how I'm proceeding.
Your coach, Roy Chisholm, who also is Cliff Ballburn's coach.
That's right.
He's with you at the moment, is he, up there?
He is. He's gone home as well, because he actually lives in Bournemouth. So he's gone home to see his wife for a few days, and we're travelling back up there on Sunday.
For Monday's tournament?
That's right, yeah, and hopefully I should be there for the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Is he proud of you?
He is. We do actually get on really well. He's been getting me to bed at 12 at night, and he's been taking me for long walks in the morning at 7 in the morning. Because he thinks it'll do me well, and I just take my mind off it. And that's the reason why we came home, because I got a 6-day gap. I thought I'd come back home, do a bit of work, and just take my mind off the snooker, really.
Now, when you sat in that very seat just a few short weeks ago, Steve Brennan asked you about what you hoped to do, and at that time you said that you were hoping to improve your ranking by about 200 places.
That's right.
Where are you ranked at the moment?
Not sure at the moment, but I haven't climbed that high yet. But obviously, as I said, it's going to take the other 5 to actually tell. Still quite confident, and hopefully maybe even go further. And
hopefully we'll be seeing you in some of the TV competitions maybe next year.
That's right, definitely.
Well, John, do keep us in touch with what happens in the tournament over the next few weeks. I know you've been calling into us. Do continue to do that, because we'll be happy to hear that you've won a few matches.
Right, thank you.
John Clowden, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you. Now, Tom Magner's been quite busy this week, looking at Kew Gardens. He's paid his penny to get in, and now brings us this report.
Here in the tropical rainforest that is southwest London, it's possible on a clear day to spot that rarest of species, the Attenborough davidii. For here at Kew, man and nature live together amongst desert cacti, giant water lilies, under the watchful eye of 1 million visitors every year. It's staggering to think that there are around 3,000 tropical and subtropical species in this conservatory, all grown from seeds collected from expeditions around the world. This is the amazing giant Amazon water lily. It's the largest plant of its type in the world. This one was grown from a seed in February this year. It's got 14 leaves here in the Princess of Wales Conservatory, but in the wild it can grow up to 80 leaves. It's amazing to think that the Victorians used to build special tanks just to grow this plant. There's that old desert saying, water, water everywhere and not a drop to drink. Well, you certainly can't drink the water in the Princess of Wales Conservatory, but there are 46,000 gallons of it being recycled round here to create these conditions. If they have to drain it down, it takes 2 to 3 days. These glass screens are one of the few concessions Kew makes to the modern world. They're here to protect the delicate carnivorous plants in this part of the conservatory. On a small scale, they represent the greater problem of the struggle between man, his environment, and the forces of nature. The 20-minute-long Thread of Life showpiece is light years ahead of the usual boring old slideshow. Its serious message is delivered with a light touch that befits Kew's 235 years as a storehouse of botanical knowledge. A rich heritage best seen amongst the 6 million specimens in the herbarium, where I caught up with education specialist Laura Ponsonby. Kew essentially is a scientific establishment, and for many people science is boring. So why do you get so many visitors to Kew?
Well, I suppose it's an absolutely wonderful garden, and the actual garden itself is a scientific collection. I mean, now we've got nearly 40,000 plants from all over the world, so it's a real international collection. So you can see things from tropical countries, from subtropical countries, you can see things from the desert, you can see things from countries like our own. So it's an absolutely wonderful collection of plants, and it is very exciting to come and visit here.
What facilities do you have for schools?
Well, we do various things with schools. We take schools round, we do topic days for them, so we do the world of trees, we can do rainforest and body painting, and we do quite a lot of advisory work for teachers. We run actual courses for teachers on how to use Kew, and not only in biology and science, but geography, history, music, maths, religious studies, technology. People are astonished, all the different things you can actually use plants for. It's an absolutely fantastic collection.
One of Kew's main aims nowadays, of course, is conservation, and we're surrounded here in the herbarium by pressed flower samples. Surely this is the last thing I'd expect to find.
Well, it's an enormous collection. It's about 6 million distant specimens, and they're all arranged in their families. And herbarium was started, in fact, in the time of Sir William Hooker, who was the first director here. He was appointed in the 1840s, early 1840s, and his herbarium started, this main herbarium, in the 1850s, and it's used to identify plants which are sent to us from all over the world, and it's also used in the compilation of floras. That's the account of vegetation in different parts of the world, and it's really, the scientific name is the starting point for all research. You must have a scientific name, so this is a place where the new names are given, where descriptions are written, and you must have this big collection to know what your plants are. So it is a fantastic collection, and all arranged in families and all round us at the moment.
Kew receives money from the government, not 100% of course. It receives money from foreign governments, from commercial sponsors. Why do you need to charge the public at all?
Well, we do. I mean, we used to be a penny to get in, and I think everybody remembers Kew when it was a penny. It was actually put on in the First World War as part of the war effort, and then for a little while it was either put on or put off, according to what government was in power. And for a long time it was only a penny or threepence, and I know many people remember it in that way. But now that we don't get enough money from the government, we get 80% of our funding. We get a grant in aid from the Treasury, and we do need a lot of money for all our research, and as you know, a great deal of research goes on at Kew. So really, it's a realistic amount now to get into Kew. We're really the same as many gardens. For years we've been underpriced, and of course we have so much to offer in the garden. There's nothing more to pay once you're in the gardens. You've got all the lovely greenhouses to look at, all the plants outside. So I think it's you know, very good value, and we have lots of different categories for senior citizens. All schools get in free of charge with a voucher, the very good season ticket. You can belong to the Friends of Kew. You know, so lots of categories, and so I think really £4 is quite reasonable.
As well as the glass houses and all the greenery there is, there's also this modern visitor centre. There's 4 restaurants on site, but if you fancy it, you could bring your own picnic. If you're a regular visitor, you might like to think about the season ticket. It's well worth it. Even if it's a wet day and you're standing shoulder to shoulder with people in the glass houses, the chances are already you'll be thinking your next visit to Kew is overdue.
Tom Magner there, looking at the wonders of Kew Gardens. Do stay with us. We'll be back after the break. If Keith Can, You Can is coming up next. Also a look at Chessington World of Adventures and an alternative for ladies who are fed up with crochet. Back in a minute.
Ideal Home Superstore.
Whatever you're looking for to furnish your house, look no further than the
Ideal Home Superstore.
In our giant store on the Bath Road, Sippenham, the choice just has to be seen to be believed. With interest-free credit on some items, this is the ideal place.
Ideal Home Superstore.
388 to 389 Bath Road, just off Junction 7. It's the ideal
Superstore.
Montham Sports Centre is the place to be during the school holidays. For fun-packed weeks, there's the activity camp, which runs from Monday to Friday, 8:30 to 5:30, with activities ranging from swimming to ice skating. Or for a full fun-packed day, why not join our daily camp? There are numerous other activities for you to join in during your holidays. For further details, call Slough on 875 168. Don't forget to go skating at Slough Ice Arena. Daytime sessions 11:30 to 3. It's great to skate.
What are you going to do about it? Where do you think you're going? Home. You know. No! Leave me alone! What are you going to do about it?
What are you going to do about it? You can do something. Talk to an adult you trust, your parents or a teacher, and don't suffer in silence.
Welcome back. A few weeks ago, you may remember that we went along to Staines Moor to talk to the Department of Transport about the proposed widening of the M25, which has been vigorously opposed by the various local and county councils along the route of the work. Environment Secretary John Gummer has now issued a legal direction which Surrey County Council say will give them little choice but to accept the original proposals. An undercover investigation by a Hounslow council has shown that 4 TV repair businesses out of 8 surveyed overcharge people. A council spokesperson says 50% of the shops we visited hawked up the price by lying about the repairs they'd made. The council say that several court cases are now pending and that they will continue to operate their undercover checks. A major publicity campaign on local government reorganisation has been launched by Berkshire County Council. The aim of the initiative is to encourage local residents to take part in a public consultation exercise being run by the Local Government Commission on proposals to replace Berkshire's 7 existing councils with 4 unitary authorities. A special local government review hotline has been set up and provides more information on how you can make your voice heard. The number to ring is 0734 234 123. That's 0734 234 123. The Department of the Environment has issued a leaflet aimed at helping park keepers, landowners and farmers control Canada geese, which cause damage to crops, amenity land in urban parks, golf courses and grassed areas around lakes and ponds. There are now over 60,000 Canada geese in this country, and the population could well double by the end of the decade. If you have a problem with naughty geese in your area, you can get a gander at the leaflet by writing to Terry M., Room 908, Tollgate House, Halton Street, Bristol, 9DJ. Now something completely different. Earlier this year, the Cable Corporation ran a writing competition for children. The winner was 9-year-old Lee Adams, who joins me now in the studio with his headmaster, David Fisher. Hello, Lee. Hello, Lee. Welcome along to WMtv. Tell us what your short story was about.
Well, it was about a teenage boy named Cody who was enticed into buying a TV whose screen was encircled with ruby red gems, and that in turn controlled his mind and possessed him.
Well, that's what it was called, actually, TV Gems, wasn't it? Yeah. So, a bit of a horror story then, is it?
Yeah.
All right. How did you get the idea for it?
Well, I read a lot of horror books, and some of it came from there.
What sort of horror books are we talking about here? Stephen King? Are you on to Stephen King yet?
No. Mostly point horrors.
Really? Is that a good thing for a 9-year-old boy, do you think? Or is that quite natural? Do all your friends do that as well? Do they all read horror stories too?
Well, yeah, most of them do.
Right, now you've brought your headmaster with you today, haven't you? David Fisher from Ladybank School in Ruislip Manor.
Yes.
Do you think that one day Lee might become a great writer?
I think he's a great writer now.
Really?
Some of his stories are in fact far better than the one which came in for the competition. I've certainly seen some very interesting work from him.
And Lee, what did you actually win?
I won a television, Sharp.
Oh, yes, colour TV. Yes.
And to come here.
And be on TV?
Yep.
Have you been on TV before?
Yes, for the BBC on a programme called Draw Me.
Oh, right, yes. And you were drawing on that one, were you?
Yeah.
And are you nervous?
Yeah, very.
I am. Ah! But that's another story. Well, Lee, thanks very much for coming in to have a little word with us on the telly tonight. You've done very well, and presumably we'll hear more from both of you in the future. Best of luck, Lee.
Thank you.
Thank you. Now, ladies, fed up with crochet, bored with pressing wildflowers and similar feminine pursuits? Well, Bubba Mitchell has been looking at an alternative way to get girly kicks.
Ever since I saw the movie An Officer and a Gentleman, I always fancied having a go on a Triumph motorbike. Unfortunately, the only people I knew that had a motorbike were men, and I didn't really fancy all that macho stuff. But now I found the solution to my dilemma in the Women's International Motorcycle Association.
Penny, you're the new Public Relations Officer for the Women's International Motorcycle Association. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Perhaps you can tell us a little bit about the aims of the club.
Well, basically, the aims of the club, as I know it, is to promote motorcycling amongst women, whether you're an enthusiast, you actually ride yourself, including sport, anything. If you like it, you can join.
Right. And what kind of events have you got planned for year to come?
Well, me personally, none at all, because I go to a lot more other organised events. There's the international rallies coming up in the end of July. We've got a lot of European bikers coming over. There's a rally in Derby we're going to. There's rallies all over the country, so I'll be at most of them, I should think. So.
The club is actually called the International Motorcycle Association, so how many countries does it actually cover?
Most of Europe, Australia, Japan, America, Canada, you name it, they're probably part of them somewhere.
Right, and this is actually the Berkshire group that's collected here today?
Yes, us and the lovely ladies over there.
Jill, you very kindly have lent me your bike today to bring me here. What do you do when you're actually not being a member of the Women's International Motorcycle Association?
Well, the main thing is that I work with WMtv as a volunteer, normally the other side of the camera.
How did you get into motorbikes in the first place?
Well, at school, my father bought me a moped to go to school on. It was lethal, it kept throwing me off, it had faulty brakes, but mysteriously when I wanted a bigger bike he decided that they were dangerous and gave me a car instead. And soon after that I went back to bikes again. I've never fallen off a bike since. But...
And what made you join the association?
I saw it mentioned in the BMF newsletter, which my other half Tony and I are members of, and I thought, well, I'd better get in touch with them. Might be fun.
Why do you think it's important to have a club specifically for women bikers?
Well, we have more fun.
A lot more fun, yes.
Do you think that it's something that otherwise it gets a bit too macho if there's too many men around?
I think the men tend to take over, don't they, and have all the best positions on the committees and things.
They try.
They try.
They try.
And how often do you meet up as a group?
Every month.
It's the first Sunday of every month.
First Sunday of every month, yes.
And it's always here, is it?
Yes, yes. I can't think of a better place.
If you want to know more about the Women's International Motorcycle Association, then here's the number. And I'm off to make a dream come true.
Who needs netball when you can be a ton-up kid? Patricia Mitchell there with that report. Now, on Saturday the 23rd of July at 11 a.m, 4 members of the High Wycombe area of Buckinghamshire Fire Brigade will leave on bicycles for Paris from just outside our building here in Langley. With me now from Buckinghamshire Fire Brigade is one of the cyclists, Dave Connor. Hello, Dave. Welcome along to WMTV. Dave, what's all this in aid of then?
Well, it's in aid of 3 charities, funnily enough. One of those is the Fire Services National Benevolent Fund, which is very close to our hearts, obviously. The second one is the British Art Foundation, and thirdly, the British Diabetes Association.
Right, so 3 good causes there. How much do you hope to raise?
We've not really set a target. We're just really going to approach people and try and get as much money out of them as we possibly can along the route.
Right, you were going to go through the new tunnel, the new Channel Tunnel, but you're not now.
No, because
there?
of the problems they've had, I think, with the Channel Tunnel, we've not been able to manage to get through the tunnel.
Oh, they had a few leaks or something, haven't they?
Something like that, but we don't fancy swimming through the tunnel, that's for sure. So what we've been fortunate enough to get is P&O Ferries have assisted us very kindly, and they've sponsored us by allowing us free passage across the channel.
Right, that saved you £1. Great. And also the Cable Corporation are sponsoring you as well.
Yeah. They've been very kind. In fact, they were the initial sponsors, and they've been very kind with support, both vehicles and money-wise, to enable us to actually carry out this venture.
How long is it going to take you to get there?
We're hoping to arrive in Paris sometime on Wednesday. It depends on how much liquid intake we have along the way, I suppose. But Wednesday's the projected date. We arrive in Paris.
All right. It's a one-way event, isn't it?
It's a one-way event.
So what happens when you get to Paris then? Are you going to fly back or what?
No, we'll just put the bikes back in the vehicles that we're taking with us, the support vehicles, and we'll come back along the road and across on the ferries again.
These are the support vehicles that have been provided by the Cable Corporation.
That's right, yes.
And what route will you be taking? Will we be able to see you en route?
Well, if you look out for us, we'll be going right through the centre of London, crossing the Thames at Vauxhall Bridge, along then into Kent, stopping overnight at Medway Fire Station in Chatham, and from there on down to Dover. From Dover, obviously, we're across to Calais. We're staying overnight at Calais Fire Station, and then to a place called Amiens. I hope I pronounced that correctly. And then Beauvais, and then finally in Paris.
Well, just watch out for the, what is it, the Boulevard Périphérique.
Yeah.
That's the Parisian equivalent of the M25. Oh. Watch out for that one. Well, Dave, thank you very much for coming in to tell us about that, and I hope that it all goes very well for you.
Thanks.
Do keep us in touch. Let us know what happens. Thank you. Now, I love water sports, and I wish I'd been out on the next job, but they said I was far too wimpy. Instead, reporting for us now from Poole in Dorset is WMTV's answer to Sylvester Stallone, Keith Jones.
Hello and welcome to the second edition of If Keith Can, You Can. As you can see, we're back on the water, but this time we're in Poole, near Poole Harbour, and just behind us is Cobb's Quay, and we're the guests of Get Wet. Now, with me I've got Phil Humphreys. Phil, what's Get Wet all about?
Well, it's about escaping the office or the everyday chores that we all go through to earn money. You can come down to Cobb's Quay. As you can see, we've turned the volume up for you today with the weather, the sun shining. And you come down and you just play around in the water. You just get wet.
Right, so where are we off to now?
Well, we're heading through here, which is through Sunseeker Boat Builders, which I'm sure people are familiar with. We're going out into Studland Bay. Unfortunately, we can't hammer out there or go fast because we've got a speed limit. But once we're out into the bay, it's just a question of just floating in and out of Studland Bay.
Okay, tell me about the boat that we're on then. What is this?
Well, we've got a Bayliner boat. It's got an inboard engine, which is a 5-litre Cobra engine. It's quite thirsty, but it's also quite powerful.
Right. And we're going to be doing some water skiing this afternoon?
We're going to do water skiing, kneeboarding, and we're going to do some donutting.
Right. Now, a donut is one of these things here. We'll have a look at that in a minute. But what is a donut? What am I going to be, or some of us going to be doing donutting?
Well, it's you're going to get wet, that's for sure.
That's nothing new.
It's all about a rubber dinghy, really, an inner tube, for want of a better word. And you go in there, and you just toad along at a nice speed, and you just go in and out of the wake of the boat. And you just enjoy it.
You've also got a double donut there.
Well, that's right. The object of that is to tip one another out.
It's not for the passionately inclined, then, is it?
Oh, well, yeah, you can do. Yeah. Whatever takes your fancy.
You know, this job can be terrifically hard some days. To my right is Studland Bay, and just over here is the famous Studland Bay nudist beach. No, Phil, no, keep it over. No, you look that way, Phil. Oh, dear. So, when everybody's attention was finally back on the job, we soon reached our sunny destination, Studland Bay. While some of us, like our PA, Susanna, managed to hitch a ride ashore, others, as usual, had to get their feet wet. Well, here we are at Studland's Bay. It's not deep, they said. Jump in the water. That's what you get for being small, you see. Look at that, I'm absolutely soaked. After a spot of light lunch, well, there's no need to rush these things, I asked Phil what he had in store for us.
Well, we're going to take you over there, into that lovely little part of the world over there, and we're going to ski you, donut you, and put you on a kneeboard. It's your choice. You can go in whatever order you like, and just go from there.
Right, well, in true If Keith Can, You Can fashion, yes. Obviously, there are with us today a new crew, apart from Mark, who's over here. Mark was our sound man last time we did If Keith Can, You Can.
Yes.
And he's going to have a go, if that's all right.
No problem.
Susanna is also says she's going to have a go on water skiing or kneeboarding. Phil is going to keep his clothes on. And over here is, I brought the family as well, as you know anyway,
Yes.
and they're going to have a go. At least a couple of them are going to have a go. So
Yes.
hopefully it's going to be a true if Keith can, you can afternoon.
Brilliant.
A short trip into the bay, and we were soon ready for some fun. Okay, and this is Martin. And what we're going to do, Martin, we're going in what? This
is a double donut. It's basically the same as a single donut, it's just 2 rings joined together.
What's the secret?
Just hold on and smile for the camera. If you want to get in that side, I'll get in the water.
Right, sit in it, do I?
Yeah, sit in it with your legs facing the boat. Get your bum in the hole. That's it.
Oh, it's cold.
Okay.
Oh, get wet.
First one in.
Well, that's not too bad. Time to move on to the single, I think.
Still want to do it?
Hard work hanging on. So much fun and still keeping your clothes on. It's amazing, really. Right. In true Keith Can You Can fashion, somebody's going to have a go at this. And I can feel it's going to be you. I feel a donut. A Dunkin' Donut. Mark's doing extremely well. A strong, confident ride. I can see he's having absolutely no trouble in staying on. Nope, no trouble at all. Ah. I'm glad I didn't bring any spare clothes. All right, Martin, what's next?
Let's have a go at the kneeboarding.
Kneeboarding?
Yeah.
The idea is that one of the lads will be in the water holding you in position. Okay, so you'll be holding onto the ski rope like this. One of the lads, and they'll be keeping you steady as such, okay? What we want you to do, when the rope's taken up, I give you a shout, you're all right. We accelerate, you've just got to lean back, right? This board's very sensitive, okay, to balance. So it's all down to you leaning back and just stability.
Right.
Yeah, sound easy?
No.
No.
Oh
It'll take you a couple of goes, but what we'll do, sit you up in there. Take that off. Right, put your knees right into the thing.
There.
Sit back on your heels. Okay, is that comfortable?
Yep.
Yeah? That's too tight, but tight enough. Okay?
Yep.
So basically, when you're in the water, you have your arms in front and you've got to lean back, okay? The boat's going to surge forward.
Right.
And you'll be coming out of the water.
Yeah.
So the more you lean back, the more stable you'll be.
Okay.
Okay? It's all about balance. If you've got a good sense of balance, I mean, anybody can do it, but it's just trial and error for the first 3 goes, I should think.
3 goes.
3 goes.
You heard that here
3
first.
goes.
Well, here goes. 1. 2. 3. Something funny, Mark.
He is good at this, though, isn't he?
Right. 4th time. Concentrate. Yes. Yes. Yes! Nothing to it, really. Perhaps I'll have a go at that one day. In the meantime, it's our intrepid PA, Susanna's turn to get wet.
That's exactly what it's all about. She's going on like that. She's going to get up, but she's tired. So when she's actually had enough, she'll come in the boat, she'll have a breather, and she'll just think about what she's been trying to do. And then back in the boat when she's ready to go back in. Or back into the water when she's ready to go back in.
So you never give up on anybody?
Never give up. And we'll have Suzanne skiing by the end of the day.
Oh, God.
What did you think?
It was great fun. If only I could have geared off. Did it better. Yeah, stood up.
After a hard day of fun and play, it was soon time to make our way home, clean up and have a well-deserved meal.
Well, here we are, back at the Yacht Club, and we've all had an absolutely super day. Phil, I'd just like to say thank you very much on behalf of myself, my family and the crew, because we've all had a great time today.
All right, it's been a pleasure having you, and you're more than welcome.
The intrepid Keith Jones there. His friends, by the way, call him Indiana. And if you'd like more information on that, then do drop us a line here at Scene on 7. The address to write to will be coming up very shortly at the end of the programme. Now, on to the Burnham Beeches joggers. The Burnham Beeches half marathon, that's the Booper half marathon, is coming up quite soon, but so far entries have been a little bit on the slow side. Joining me now is David Rodwell from the Burnham joggers. Hello, David.
Good evening.
Welcome.
Thanks
Welcome once again to WMtv.
Thanks a lot.
David, tell us how many entrants you have so far.
We've in the order of 300 at the moment. The race can safely take in the order of 1,000, 1,200. Typically, we would settle at around 900, which is good for the type of terrain we've got. The roads are quite narrow, but it is through a really nice part of the country. It's through Burnham Beeches, which is beach and oakwoods. It's very nice, but what we really need are for people to enter now, come along and support us.
And just remind us how far a half marathon is.
A half marathon is a jot over 13 miles.
Right.
Okay, it's 13.1. But there are lots of clubs locally that have races and come along and support races. What we need are for people to give us a call, come along and come and run on the day, come and enjoy it.
Who can enter? Do you have to be in a club already, or do you have to be fit?
No, you don't have to be in a club. It helps if you are fit, it helps if you are running anyway. There are plenty of clubs around, Datchet Dashers, etc., that people can get advice from on running. But it's really for the more experienced runner we're looking for this time around.
What about women and children?
Children, no, because there is an age limit. They must be over 17 years old. Certainly women. We have some elite ladies. We've got Leslie Watson, who's an international runner, coming along. And we've got some very good men at the moment coming along. I've got a feeling this year the course record is going to go. I was talking to the sponsors an hour ago, and they've got a couple of internationals that aren't competing at Europe this year, but they're looking for some very good races.
Right, who is the favourite this year?
We're still in negotiation. I'm still looking at who's coming along and terms to get them to run. How much they're going to give us to actually run in the Burnham Beeches half marathon, you see.
How about an upper age limit? Is there one?
There is not an upper age limit. We have typically our oldest lady last year was 92 years old.
Really?
Yeah, and our oldest man was 91. And they come along, they thoroughly enjoy it, they go around. Okay, they are not going to win the race, but everybody is a winner at the end of it.
They are running again this year, are they?
They're running again this year. They're entered this year.
So the idea is not to enter to win, unless of course you want to, but just to have a bit of fun.
Well, of course, that's right. We're looking for 800 people. It's, if you like, it's like London Marathon. Everybody is a winner. Everybody's competing. They're going through a long distance, relatively long distance. It's a semi-tough race. It's a little bit hilly around there, but it's the most wonderful race for the scenery.
And the race is sponsored by Booper.
One of the sponsors is Booper. There are many sponsors locally.
Local businesses?
Local businesses, yes. We've got
What about
lots of
individual sponsors?
Individual sponsors we don't particularly have. If we like individual sponsor, is Apex Sports in Farnham Common, who are putting money into us this year and helping us along.
OK, well, thank you, David, for coming along and having a word with us this evening. I hope it all does go quite well for you on the day. We've got some details of how you can actually enter if you'd like to. There is a telephone number which you can ring to get more information. The number to ring is 0374 758 552. That's 0374 758 552, or you can jot a line to the address on the screen there and enter that way. Thank you very much indeed, David, once again. I hope it all goes well on the day. Just tell us the date once again.
The date is the 14th of August.
Yes.
It starts at 11 o'clock and it's in Burnham Beeches.
Right, 14th of August.
There is an entry form waiting for you, Tony, in reception. OK? No problem with that.
Yes, I have trouble running for a bus. Thank you very much indeed.
You're
very
welcome.
Kind. Now, in our series on Days Out, we've been road testing various theme parks around the country. This week, Steve Hyland takes the Dover family of Maidenhead to Chessington World of Adventures to see if it really does beat other Days Out.
So here we are, the Dover family, waiting to go around Chessington World of Adventure. Pat, Chris, Steve and Andrew. I think it's about time that we sort of got moving, don't you?
Uh-huh.
All right, let's hit the rides! So here we are in the spooky world now, Transylvania. Behind me we've got the Vampire Ride. It is the largest suspended roller coaster in the UK. And we're about to go on it. Bunch of cowards. All right, where we go? No, I don't really think this seems such a good idea, this actually. I mean... There we are, we've been on the Vampire Ride in the world of Transylvania. We've now moved down to the galleon. And look, we've lost one of the family. We've lost one of the family. They're buckled already. So it's only going to be Steve, Pat and Chris and me. And I don't want to go. So, there we have it, the galleon then. Oh, definitely don't want to go. I'm not doing this, mate. If you can go on. I hate this. And apparently you experience around about 3.5 G, and at the very top of the ride you're weightless. And it's quite a ride. It's quite a ride. Now we had a pact here, but what we were going to do was we were going to put our hands up, weren't we? I'm not going in there. All right. Oh, God, no! This is the world's worst ride! Oh, no, never again. Never again, overact. You thought the ride was bad, you want to do something about the shirt, mate? Yes. Very nice man, isn't it? Listen, you two, we've lost all the kids now. What do you fancy doing? Do you fancy eating or something? What do you fancy?
Something to eat.
What do you fancy? Chinese? Chinese burger? Chinese, we'll go for the Chinese. So how about the Mystic East then, yeah? Yeah. Mystic East. Forward on to the Mystic East. All right, now gather round. Look, we've done the eating, so we've done the Mystic Eats, the Golden Phoenix and the hot and cold snacks. We've done all that. We've been in the toilet, all been in the toilet? Yes. All right, that's okay then. So, what have we got left? What do you reckon about Dragon River then? It's not a high one, is it?
No.
There's not a chance of getting wet on it, is there?
No.
Are you sure about that then?
Yeah, positive.
All right then, Dragon River, let's go then.
Let's go.
Forward, gang! Now the interesting thing about Cheltenham World of Adventure is that it is in fact a proper theme park. It isn't like something that's just had loads of different rides plugged onto it, but each of the individual areas are properly themed. So it's a proper theme park. And some people say it's the only proper theme park in the UK. Now the reason I'm now rattling away is that we're coming to the bit where you go like that. It's a long drop down, so smile as you go past the camera, won't you? There's a camera just over there, and they'll have that for us when we get down the very bottom, if we're lucky. Now, of course, the nice thing is that we can actually see where we're going right now. But there is a man in a boat in front, going backwards. All right, and here we go. Why is it I got so wet? I mean, the front thing. I mean, I just thought the whole idea was to go on there. You said we weren't going to get wet on that ride.
We didn't get wet.
Who's that man there? Hey, what are you fancy doing now? Terror Tombs, newest ride in the park, cost millions to build. Fancy going on it? Yeah. Show us something, yeah. Fancy going on Terror Tombs. All right, we go. So then, you're all ready. We're going to go inside the Terror Tomb now. Now, the story's all about Abdab. What he does, he's inviting all these people that are here inside the tomb to try and find the jewel. Now, of course, the moral of the story is that we're not meant to take the jewel out of there. He's trying to get the blame on us. Now, we can't actually take you in there to show you the excitement. But we'll tell you what it's like in just a few moments. Come on then, let's go. My word. Too much. You need to lose some weight, girl. Okay. So there you go. You're right.
Oh.
I mean, you wouldn't have been sort of pulling our legs or anything on that.
Oh, thanks for the lift, guys.
Fine, all right. So that's Terror Tombs out of the way then. Enjoy that? Lovely. Enjoy that?
Yep.
Good ride, isn't it? Yeah?
Yeah.
Anybody feeling a little bit peckish again, perhaps?
Yeah, the sea lions.
Well, the sea lions, I couldn't eat a whole sea lion, but I reckon the feeding's about to take place, so if we're very quick. Okay? Over the sea lions? Let's go then. Here we go. So, of course, the thing to remember about Cheltenham World of Adventure is it's not all sort of white-knuckle rides and things like that. There are animals here as well. And we've taken the Dover family down to see the seals, and I've got a bucket of fish for them. Right then, which one's it going to be then? It's going to be... Oh, go and put your hand out flat then. Feel, this is it, that's it. Take it, there's your fish. Already the sea lions are getting excited. There's one big chap here, his name is Boris. And there are 7 young ladies as well in the pool as well. That must be yours, and we'll give one to Pat as well. There you are, Pat. No eating this before throwing it out and taking a chunk or anything. So as I said, Boris is out there. There are 7 young ladies and also 3 pups as well, one of them called Foxy Lady. So then, get them over here then, start feeding. So then, now, we've got another ride for us. We've got the Wild West ride in Calamity Canyon. Fast, furious, no driver, set in the time of what the Gold Rush as well. So who wants to drive it then, eh? Yeah, we're going to let you drive it then, yeah? So you ready for this? It's fast. You're going to bottle out on me again, aren't you? All right then, let's go then for the Wild Wild West train ride. You ready? Calamity Canyon, here we come then. really has been a lovely day. The weather's been very kind to us. We got here this morning, the clouds burnt away fairly quickly, and here we are sitting in the sunshine at the end of an exhausting but exhilarating day as we've walked around the parks. The family, still in one piece. We were able to bring them all back at the end of the day. And let's really find out if they've thought it's been a good day's outing here at Chessington World of Adventure. I'll start with the lady first of all. Pat, what about you? What's been the highlight of the day for you?
It's been an excellent day. I've really enjoyed it. But it's difficult to actually pick out one particular thing that's been brilliant because it's all been so good. It really has been wonderful.
Is there anything that actually surprised you about the park?
It's very clean, very tidy. Everything is within a good walking distance. You haven't got to walk a long way to anything. It's all in very close proximity, but it's not overcrowded.
That's a pretty good recommendation. People are going to be sitting watching this and going to be saying, that's all very well. You've had a sort of a nice day. You've been in the sunshine. You've had him with you as well. But what about the expense of the day? Because you've been really looking at it from the point of view of how expensive it is for someone, shall we say, to come around the M25, to park here, to get in, to pay the admission fees. What sort of money are we looking at for the day?
Well, looking around about, from our point of view, £10 worth of petrol, entrance fee, £47. And all the little add-ons that go with it, like meal expenses, T-shirts, etc. for the boys.
Do you think the T-shirts or anything like that have actually been more expensive than you expected, or are they going the going rate, do you think?
I was quite surprised, actually. In some places we've been to in the past, you see prices really inflated, but I thought it was value for money.
So, what do you think? Do you think you would come again?
Most definitely, yes. It's a good day out.
A good day out for the family. So then, Chessington World of Adventure, Claire Mill with me still. Now, Claire, a very special competition, haven't we?
Yes, for 5 families of 2 adults and 2 children, children aged between 4 and 14 inclusive.
Right.
Especially put together for yourselves.
Thank you very much indeed.
One simple question.
What is that?
We've already said that we're open until the 4th of September for summer nights. Now, what time do we stay open till? Is it 9:30, 9:25, or 25 to 10?
Was that a bit of a clue in there, just anything?
Was a bit, yeah.
So 9:25, 9:30,
or 25 to 10.
If you're thinking, you like one of those family tickets, ring this number right now, 081 476 6355. That's 081 476 6355. And the very best of luck. Hopefully you'll have a fabulous day at Chessington World of Adventure.
Steve Hyland there, and the Dovers having a super time. Just a quick reminder of the competition in case you didn't get it all down. The lovely Claire Meal, my very good friend from Chessington, wants to know what time the park closes. Is it A, 9:25 p.m, B, 9:30 p.m, or C, 9:35 p.m? If you think you know the answer, then do call us now on 081 476 6355. That's 081 476 6355. You could win a family ticket which admits 2 adults and 2 children, so it's well worth entering. And we do have 5 family tickets to give away. If the line is busy, don't, because the competition closes on Sunday the 31st of July, so plenty of time to enter. And by the way, Pat, Chris, Stephen and Andrew Dover, who appeared in that report, have sent us a nice thank you card. There it is, to say that they had a great day. In next week's programme, airborne traffic reporting. Keith Jones has a go at quad biking, and Will Kinder takes our guinea pig family of the week out to road test Alton Towers in Staffordshire. Well, that's all for this week. Remember, if you have any comments or suggestions for Scene on 7, you can write to us at Scene on 7, WMtv, PO Box 7, Slough, SL3 6ET. That's Scene on 7, WMtv, PO Box 7, Slough, SL3 6ET. And don't forget the freebie hotline is 081 476 6355, and that's the same number for Chessington entries. This week's freebies, by the way, will follow this programme in just a moment. Your presenter next week will be the gorgeous Steve Hyland. I hope you'll join us then. Bye-bye.